When she reached the shore, she stood at the edge of the lake, staring into its dark, mysterious depths. "Taji," she called out, her voice trembling with emotion. "Taji, can you hear me?" There was no response, only the sound of the water lapping against the shore. Lila took a deep breath and stepped into the lake, the cold water rising up to her ankles, then her knees, then her waist. She felt a strange pull, as if the lake itself was trying to drag her under. Suddenly, she saw a flicker of movement in the water. Her heart leaped with hope. "Taji," she cried, reaching out her hand. But as she did, a powerful force yanked her down, pulling her beneath the surface. Lila struggled to breathe, her lungs burning as she was dragged deeper and deeper into the lake. She could see nothing but darkness around her, and she felt a cold, slimy hand gripping her arm. She kicked and thrashed, trying to break free, but the hand held her tight. The sun was setting over the village of Lira, casting long shadows across the land. The villagers were busy with their evening chores, but there was an air of unease that hung over the village. Lake Karu, which was usually a source of life and sustenance, had become a place of fear. People whispered about the demon that lived in its depths, a creature that dragged anyone who got too close into the water, never to be seen again. It all began a few weeks ago when Taji, a curious and adventurous boy, had wandered too close to the lake, despite the warnings from his mother Lila and other villagers. Taji was fascinated by the shimmering waters and the mysteries they seemed to hold. One evening, just as the sun dipped below the horizon, Taji saw something glimmering near the shore. It looked like a beautiful iridescent stone, unlike anything he had ever seen. Drawn by the stone's allure, Taji approached the lake, reaching out to pick it up. As soon as his fingers touched the water, a sudden chill swept over him, and he felt an invisible force pulling him in. He struggled to free himself, but it was too late. The water swirled around him, and he was dragged beneath the surface, disappearing into the depths of Lake Karu. Fast forward, 1 week later, Lila, Taji's mother, who was a strong and determined woman, was seated at home. The pain in her heart was unbearable, but she refused to give up hope. She knew she had to do something to save her son and protect the other children of the village. That night, as the villagers gathered around the fire, the elder, Baba Kofi, began to speak. "The demon of Lake Karu has been awakened," he said in a deep, solemn voice. "It seeks to destroy us. We must find a way to appease it, or we will all be lost." Lila listened intently, her heart pounding. She knew she had to be the one to face the demon. She stood up and addressed the villagers. "I will go to the lake," she declared. "I will find my son and bring him back. I will confront the demon and put an end to his terror." The villagers gasped in shock and fear. "No, Lila," they cried. "You cannot face the demon alone. It is too dangerous." But Lila was resolute. "I have no choice," she said firmly. "Taji is my son, and I will do whatever it takes to save him." With a heavy heart, Lila prepared for her journey. She packed a small bag with food, water, and a few of Taji's belongings, hoping they would help her find him. She also took a small, intricately carved wooden statue of a protective spirit given to her by Baba Kofi. As she walked towards the lake, the moon rose high in the sky, casting an eerie glow over the water. The air was thick with the sound of frogs croaking and insects buzzing. Lila felt a chill run down her spine, but she pressed on, determined to save her son. When she reached the shore, she stood at the edge of the lake, staring into its dark, mysterious depths. "Taji," she called out, her voice trembling with emotion. "Taji, can you hear me?" There was no response, only the sound of the water lapping against the shore. Lila took a deep breath and stepped into the lake, the cold water rising up to her ankles, then her knees, then her waist. She felt a strange pull, as if the lake itself was trying to drag her under. Suddenly, she saw a flicker of movement in the water. Her heart leaped with hope. "Taji!" she cried, reaching out her hand. But as she did, a powerful force yanked her down, pulling her beneath the surface. Lila struggled to breathe, her lungs burning as she was dragged deeper and deeper into the lake. She could see nothing but darkness around her. She felt a cold, slimy hand gripping her arm. She kicked and thrashed, trying to break free, but the hand held her tight. Just as she was about to lose consciousness, she remembered the protective statue. She reached into her bag and pulled it out, holding it up towards the hand that gripped her. The hand recoiled, and Lila felt the grip loosen. She kicked with all her might, propelling herself upwards towards the surface. She broke through the water, gasping for air. She swam to the shore, her body shaking with fear and exhaustion. As she collapsed onto the sand, she looked back at the lake, wondering what she had just encountered. The demon was real, and it was more powerful than she had imagined. But she had seen something in the water, something that had given her hope. She had seen Taji's face, his eyes wide with fear, looking up at her from the depths. She knew he was still alive, trapped in the demon's grasp. Lila knew she couldn't defeat the demon alone. She needed help, and she needed to find a way to break the demon's hold on her son and the lake. With renewed determination, she stood up and began to walk back to the village, her mind racing with plans and ideas. When she returned to the village, she went straight to Baba Kofi's hut. "Baba Kofi," she said urgently, "I saw Taji. He's alive, but the demon has him. I need your help to save him." Baba Kofi looked at her with deep concern. "Lila, the demon is powerful," he said. "It will not be easy to defeat it, but there is a way. We must perform a ritual to summon the protective spirits of our ancestors. They will guide us and give us the strength we need." Lila nodded, her heart filled with hope. "I will do whatever it takes," she said. "Tell me what I need to do." Baba Kofi instructed her to gather certain herbs and materials for the ritual. Lila spent the next day searching the forest, collecting everything she needed. She worked tirelessly, her love for Taji giving her the strength and determination. That night, as the villagers gathered around the fire once again, Baba Kofi began the ritual. He chanted ancient words, calling upon the spirits of their ancestors. The air grew thick with energy, and the fire flickered and danced with a life of its own. Lila stood in the center of the circle, holding the protective statue. She closed her eyes and focused on Taji, willing the spirits to guide her to him. She felt a warmth spread through her body, a comforting presence that gave her strength. As the ritual reached its climax, a powerful wind swept through the village, extinguishing the fire. The villagers gasped with awe and fear, but Lila felt a sense of calm. She knew the spirits were with her. With Baba Kofi by her side, Lila returned to the lake. The moonlight reflected off the water, creating an ethereal glow. Lila felt a surge of energy and determination. She stepped into the lake, feeling the cold water rise up around her. This time she was not afraid. She knew the spirits were with her, guiding her. She walked deeper into the lake, calling out, "Taji, Taji, I am here. I will save you." Suddenly the water began to churn, and the demon rose up before her. It was a terrifying sight, with glowing red eyes and a twisted monstrous form. But Lila stood her ground, holding up the protective statue. The demon roared, reaching out its slimy hands towards her. But as it touched the statue, it recoiled in pain, its form flickering and weakening. Lila felt a surge of hope. She knew the demon could be defeated. With all her strength, she held up the statue and chanted the words of Baba Kofi. The demon screamed in agony, its form disintegrating before her eyes. As it vanished, the lake grew calm and the waters became clear. Lila looked down and saw Taji, his small body floating just beneath the surface. She reached down and pulled him up, holding him close. He was weak but alive. Tears of relief and joy streamed down her face. As she carried Taji back to the shore, she felt the presence of the spirits around her, their warmth and love guiding her. She knew she had saved her son, and she had freed the village from the demon's terror. Back in the villagers cheered and celebrated. Lila was hailed a hero, her bravery and determination saving them all. Baba Kofi smiled at her, his eyes filled with pride and gratitude.
Meow.